So we're back to Way the Hunter a little bit earlier this week, and perhaps unsurprisingly, we're back on Nez Perce Valley, and I actually hadn't intended to start the video yet. This herd of mule deer is in a spot that they're not normally in, but there's some really good bucks in here. We have a 3-star mature there, that guy behind the doe is a 4-star mature, got another 4-star there, and I do think this one in the back, despite being a 2-star adult, is actually the best one to take out. Now we've taken a 5-star from this herd before, so we know it's got good genetics. And even though this guy is a 2-star, he is uneven, so we're going to go ahead and take him, and at least try to benefit whatever else comes from this herd. Neither of the 2 4-stars looks all that great to me, so I think we have a shot at maybe getting a couple of 5-stars, and we kind of did the same thing on Aurora Shores. Most of our 5-stars in the lodge are on full body mounts, so there's a lot of room still on the walls, and I'd love to start filling those with some 5-star bucks. And the herd just down to our left, which may or may not still be there after the shot, has been a herd that's produced a ton of 5-star whitetail now, and we've got another one in there that I think has a chance. So I do want to check on them, make sure he's not hit 5, and kind of, if not, do the exact same thing we just did here. See if there's anything in there that may benefit the herd in the future. And I would say we lucked out with the distance. They're still there, and he is still a 4-star, so I don't know if by the end of the hunt, if we end up resting to the next day, if he would get to 5. I don't really know where we are in the aging cycle, but as for now with this guy, double lung at 139, did really well with the 1903, and that guy is a 72%, so probably, with a herd that seems to have that high in average genetic potential, that would be a good one to take out. So now, as we have I think only one mature buck in here and a bunch of youngs and maybe adults, it might be challenging to determine which one is the lowest genetic potential. That said, I kind of think that guy's in even. We'll sneak a little closer and try to determine for sure, but might be able to do a little bit of both with whitetail and mule deer. So probably the best thing to do is just to alert them, and he is definitely uneven, so gotta be careful that we don't shoot the 4-star, drop him in his tracks, and that 4-star looks incredible. I really think he was a 3-star adult, so he should get to 5 as well. But this is the first time in a while with that herd that we don't have another up-and-comer, so while he's there contributing to it, it's good to get a couple of these taken out. So that will be 1 mule deer and 1 whitetail down here in Diamond Drill, and we should be approaching drink time already on the map. And I do want to go to the far southeast lake and see what's going on down there for mule deer. We've kind of avoided that area for a bit, but at least for this guy, right long a 52%, that is pretty low for that herd, so I'm going to get rid of that. And we'll jump down there and take a look and see what's going on. And no surprise for an area this good, we've got another 4-star buck in this herd. So once again, kind of we get to the same situation. With him being a 4-star and nothing else obvious to take out, if we can pick out like an uneven buck, maybe that can help the future of the herd. So nothing, at least at first glance, looks uneven. It may come down to trying to spot for maybe like a 2-star mature or something that wouldn't have a shot at 5-star. I think mule deer have to be a 3-star mature as soon as they reach the mature cycle to have a chance. So that guy, maybe we could get. We'll take him out and see what it ends up as. Not an easy shot to make, unless he's just going to go broadside right behind there. That certainly makes our life easier, but that should be at least another one to contribute. A pretty solid start here, going right through a bunch of herds that all have good potential, and helping them out for future ones, so it's not just one good one that we get. Down the road, we should be able to see more. I do say that assuming this guy's actually going to be relatively low genetic potential, at least compared to the rest of the herd. He is 62%, so that's perfect to take out of there. And, you know, one reason that I really wanted to kind of focus more on deer today is that, unbelievably, we have more 5-star bighorn and mountain goat than we do whitetail and mule deer, which, if you were to ask me before Way the Hunter came out, what are you going to focus on, what we have the most trophies of, I would have answered that it would be deer species for sure. And yet, they're some of the least that we actually have gotten good ones, so I want to place a little more emphasis there. And I don't know if I've been missing this spot or what, but there's another herd of mule deer, including a 3-star mature there that looks pretty brown, and a herd of whitetail. Now, everything's alerted, which is not going to make our life easy. We do have a 2-star mature there, which we could just take out. I didn't see any big whitetail bucks, but I would like to get a better look at that herd. It's one that I don't even know if we have a zone for, so I guess we'll wait it out and see. And I mean, we might have a little something here. There are 2 2-star adults, which at least have potential for the future. And as for the young bucks, they actually don't look too bad. They're both 3x3s here, and I can't tell with this one. I think it maybe is a little bit younger. That's definitely possible, but none of them are uneven. None of them show any sign of being a definitive one we should take from the herd. So the mule deer just kind of dropped down over here. Hopefully we can just scoot over and get that 2-star mature. It might be tough because I don't think they're that far away, but as long as we just take it slow, I think we should be able to pull it off. That's the one right there, or at least a 2-star mature, and he's actually a little bit gray, so even if it's not the exact same one we spotted, it'll be a good one to take out. We know the entire area down here is good, so probably this herd, even though it's not one we've managed as much, should have pretty good genetics, and taking one like that out should benefit it. But so far, at least, just moving right along through a bunch of different herds. 54% for that guy, so quite low, much like the last whitetail we got. And I think maybe at this stage, we'll work our way down through here. There's probably more herds to drink here that we generally just don't check because they're a little harder to get to. But the wind's perfect right now, and we're already halfway down, so we might as well check it. I don't see any monsters in here, but there's a couple of fairly decent looking deer. Got a 3-star mature there. And yet again, we've been very fortunate to always have like a really obvious call buck to where we can just take it out and benefit the herds for the future. But I think one of the problems we've had, and perhaps one reason that we don't have as many trophy mule deer and whitetail, is because we kind of lock into a couple of good areas. The herd that we've gotten the 5-star whitetail from down here before, and the couple of herds we've gotten 5-star mule deer from. We check those consistently, but then maybe we let some other spots go without checking them as much. I don't know what was behind us there. Might have even had some more deer that we should be looking at, but I think that's going to have to be something that we do a little bit more. Just make this trek down through here, check on these herds as well, because we know it's not just that area that's got good deer. It's all throughout Diamond Drill, and not checking out every single herd is probably doing us a big disservice. But falling right in line with literally everything else we've taken out so far, another 2-star mature, just hit everything with that 30-06 to artery and double lung, 137 yards, a 60%, so pretty much everything's been around that same size range. And good to know, they live down here just at the border, so maybe the whitetail mule deer we saw right at the lake were ones that are normally along the creek too, but that's not too hard to get to. Now that I didn't see coming. We've got a 3-star adult at a completely different spot, but I'm not 100% sure that they drink there, because I just fast traveled here, and I do believe the fast travel bug's been fixed, but they're kind of just wandering away. But even still, if they do drink here, this is a spot we gotta go back to, and yet again we find ourselves in this situation where we want to try to benefit the herd while those high genes are there. So I thought there was somewhere in here like a lower genetic potential male, like a 2-star mature. Maybe he's back in here. That's him right there, I believe. So why don't we take that out? And then what we need to do, and one thing I really do struggle with, is actually go and get the zone. Because so often, it'll be in the back of my mind that it needs to be done. And then we make a shot and I want to go and see what we took out. So let's drop him. I don't think we've tracked a single thing yet. And then the first thing I want to do is try to locate that zone, because I'm a little unsure about the way they acted. And sure enough, got an often whitetail drink zone, so that'll be good to look for. And I'm not 100% certain, but I think Green Arches is public land, which that's been a big kind of goal of mine, really since the beginning in Way the Hunter, trying to get a public land 5-star buck. And I would like to think that 3-star adult in this herd could accomplish that for whitetail. However, we've managed to find a pretty cool 5-star in a different area that is no doubt public land, and we did so on last Friday's live stream. That's kind of gray. 3-star mature, that's good. What are you? Oh my god, no way. I didn't think there was any chance he wasn't going to die. This is a public land 5-star buck. No way. I kind of know we're here, and we have literally a minute left in the stream. He's smoked. Unreal. Nez Perce is just delivering on trophies lately. Look at that. He's so gray. That was incredible. He's got to be a low 5-star. But still, got him double lung at 130 yards. At least one of them went well today. 90%. 465, barely made it. And I think probably my reaction says it all. That's been such a big goal, and it is just difficult to accomplish. Most times those public land genetics just aren't as good, and it takes a lot of management and a lot of patience to get a deer to reach 5 stars. And it's so cool that it was one that we had been watching and just wasn't a random encounter. And I really did think probably he was going to die of old age as a 4-star. We'd had a couple in different locations that got to 4-star and did die, but that was probably the deer that I've been most proud of in Way the Hunter so far. And now maybe we have a whitetail to follow it, but that's been a result of all the type of stuff that we're doing today, just on a larger scale, with so much more land and public ground to pay attention to, and so many more deer shot to finally get to that point. Is that an albino? I think it is. Oh, it definitely is. You are kidding me. And obviously we can't kill that right now, unless that's like a mature. But he looked actually pretty even. That's a 1-star adult albino whitetail buck. What is he doing there? I guess maybe they drink along the main river? How about public land right now on Nez Perce? There's a chance that we've walked right past this. Because that really doesn't stick out, but my goodness, we really got to pay attention. Like, we have to check this spot every single time, because when they are albino, there's no looking at it and saying, okay, he's a young mature, like he's still brown, or he's an older mature, he's kind of gray. We have to really know what's going on here. That's insane. I guess for now we'll take one of these uneven ones. I don't imagine he's going to get above like maybe 2 or 3 star, but the mere fact that he looks decent as a 1-star adult, I think he's even. Hey, he's not a bad one. That is really, really cool. That is just so cool to see. I really want him to take like a couple more steps. We don't really do a lot with photo mode, but this dude definitely is deserving of it. I'm also trying, since we're here, to really make sure he's even, and I think he is. Which probably indicates, you know, decent genes. I mean, if somehow that's a 5-star public land albino, that would be nuts. I don't think he is. I think he'd be a 2-star adult by now. But I think he's going to look pretty good whenever he reaches mature. And again, making that decision, you know, do we shoot him as soon as he's mature? Do we give him a year or so? That's going to be tough. But let's pick out something to take. I think that guy will be fine. Still not having to track. And I actually don't even know for sure what herd this would be. I'm thinking this one, but I guess it could be this one down here too. Either way, we do find whitetail in this area pretty consistently, and I would imagine that that's going to be where we have to come down to. But man, you know, we were off on Nez Perce so long on Aurora Shores, and we have a ton of Aurora Shores play to continue with. We still don't have a 5-star caribou, we still don't have a 5-star bison, and some of our caribou have started to improve, but every time we come out here, we're just running into all kinds of cool stuff, and I just keep on wanting to come back. And I mean, that's just what can result from the types of things that we are doing today, and it definitely can feel monotonous. I'll admit, I even felt that it was getting a little bit monotonous shooting the mule deer and whitetail down there in Diamond Drill, and of course, I knew there was a 5-star mule deer from the stream coming up, and despite all that, our efforts are really starting to pay off, even on public land, and Diamond Drill looks incredibly promising over the next couple days, and yet, it's the public land, and that albino whitetail is going to take all of our focus, and I cannot wait to see what he turns into. Again, we're going to be really careful with that. We're going to try to get him maybe not at his peak age, maybe 1 year before, because I don't think he's a future 5-star, but let's say we past the next age cycle and he's a 2-star adult, then things are going to get real. But I honestly think we'll continue down here a little bit further, maybe see if we can find one more herd, and we'll go and check out our 5-star public land bug in the lodge, because we've gotten a lot done today and there's so much more to look forward to out here. Well, I can say with certainty that is not what I thought we'd be killing down here, but we have passed the end of drink time anyway, so I guess we'll just shoot a 2-star mature snowshoe. As far as I know, they don't live long enough to have even a chance at getting to 5-star from a 2-star, but we have killed probably less than 3 of those on Nez Perce ever, so probably good to take some out. I'd love to get a 5-star eventually. There's some cool multi-mounts with them, but we don't have anything that's even close. 56% for him. So hopefully that will help us as well, and if we're down in here in this public land area, we might as well continue to do that, and I guess in the process, do a mission. Or a 10th of one, as we have to harvest 10 mature snowshoe hares. We should have that done by 2025, but we'll go ahead and sell that, and now that we've done that, we'll jump back to the trophy lodge and take a look at our public land 5-star. And I really do think we're gonna have to kind of start making room here. I mean, that albino, we're gonna be really careful. I do not want to make a mistake and, you know, pass one extra cycle on him die of old age, so I really plan on him being somewhere, probably where the mountain goat is. So that's gonna have to go to the wall. I think there's some really good deer on this map right now that have potential to get to 5-star as well. But for now, this was our public land 5-star mule deer buck. I think we may actually swap him to the multi-mount over here, maybe put him in the center. But I just think it's really cool to finally have gotten that. And for it to be on stream, the reaction, like I said, one of my favorite clips so far this year has just been spotting that guy and realizing he was still alive out there. One of the coolest things about this game is, you know, you find a deer that you think maybe has a chance, and if you've, you know, got some doubts or whatever, and come up to it and it is a 5-star, like it's made it, it's a really, really cool thing. Making the shot and all that, it was just one of my favorite Way the Hunter moments, but I'm looking forward to maybe a public land 5-star whitetail buck as well in that 3-star adult, and undoubtedly a public land albino whitetail buck. It's amazing that we can somehow leave with more optimism for what's to come than what we just had, given that was like my biggest goal in the game, but no doubt that's the case, and I cannot wait to pass some cycles, hopefully get some of those 5-star deer, and see what that albino turns into, but that is going to be for a future video. For now, that's going to do it for this one, so as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.